And the Cop. Now, here's Tommy, Jimmy, and Robin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the King and the Cop. I'm Tommy Sentner, a.k.a. the Cop.
And I'm the King, Jim Leyritz.
And we got Robin Delory in Delory Studios back in New Jersey there. How you doing, Robin? All right. Russia is causing us technical difficulty again. But that being said, today's special guest is four-time World Series champion, former teammate of Jimmy from the Yankees, Jeff Nelson.
Yeah, he'll be joining us around 4:15.
Before we get to that, though, Jimmy, we got some current news. Mayor Adams from New York City and is kind of making decisions and could affect the playoffs in basketball and hockey, and it's the start of MLB maybe.
As they say, what a difference a day makes.
Yeah, you called it.
I called it. Listen. The amount. When you start talking about lifting mandates, when you start talking about doing all these different types of things, you look at certain dates, and I said from the very beginning, April 7th, April 12th, April 15th, NBA, all these different things. This was going to be an amount of time when a lot of money was going to be at stake, and especially with the baseball season starting up. All of those people already, unfortunately, lost a lot of money in spring training.
Right.
And, if you have to realize that now when the season starts, all the people in New York and the Queens and the Bronx and all these people that rely on Yankee, this is a decision that's not, because you're going to have a lot of people going, oh, look at the athletes. They're getting taken care of again. It's because they're athletes. They're getting this special treatment. No, you know what? They're thinking about a whole community. They're thinking about a whole sector of people that would be out of jobs, out of work, all of the people that work at the stadium, all these different, people. And I just think that, we kind of felt it coming. And I think that the press conference that he had on Tuesday kind of just let the door open that, things could change. And sure enough, within 24 hours or 48 hours, it changed.
But Sandy Alderson, the Mets president, he talked about how when it was mandated, he had to fire or let go Met employees and felt like it was a double standard, but the union got involved. It's so confusing to people. Again, we're at last night's game. Nobody had a mask on. It was the most beautiful night in the world. The employees didn't wear a mask. We went to a restaurant afterward. No employee had a mask. Nobody in the restaurant had a mask.
Yep.
So, I'm confused at this. So I could sit in a stadium with no mask, and I'm vaccinated, but the player, we're not sure if he's vaccinated. They're not letting that. That's not public knowledge.
Right.
Maybe there's some real serious, because for the mayor to turn that decision around, maybe the Yankees panicked a little bit and got involved. I'm sure they did. I'm saying that in jest a little bit, but I'm sure to some point they got involved. And we don't know. I mean, really, it's the unknown. And then, we read an article, a 2-year-old kid, they put a mask on him. And, it's getting so exhausting. And I'm not minimizing it because it crushed the world and we lost so many people. But, oh, God, do we need an answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that visiting players, that they were already exempt. And so, it was one of those things like, okay, you know what, the union that protects the players to a certain amount, or any union protects people to a certain amount. And, I think it's, as far as my own personal opinion, Tommy, I think it's great. I think it should have been done a long time ago. I don't think this should have been such a an issue, especially with most of the country, 68% of it, whatever percentage it is, already lifting these mandates, already getting back to kind of normal life. And, I think this is an opportunity where,
So I'll play cop, just the facts. Just give me the facts, baby. What are you telling me, though, then, that you and I joked around. They say, oh, you could take the mask off in 2 weeks. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You made a decision last night that you could take the mask off. Then you rescinded it. What's the real truth in here? And by the way, are you telling me the union outweighs science?
Right.
So where are we at here? So the California team could come in, but because New York said no, but California says yes, or maybe that's the wrong state because they're a little
pretty
more
close.
They're pretty liberal themselves, and I'm trying to get a bipartisan answer here. What is it when Texas comes in to play the Yankees? All the Texas guys are free to play, but our home team guys can't play right now.
Well, and you got to remember too, this is great because it allows the New York athletes to play at home, but there's still going to be an issue when they need to go to play the Toronto Blue Jays And Canada will not allow an unvaccinated player still to play. So that's still going to be one of the other issues that they have to take care of eventually in the near future. So
Right. So then, should Toronto be the owners take a position that Toronto should be suspended for the season, or everybody gets on the same page, or
yeah,
is
well, that's going to be your next argument. Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly what's going to happen. But listen, for as far as I'm concerned, I am all for it. And let's get back to normal. Let's get back to everybody, not just baseball, not just sports, let's get everybody. I work in New York City, and I work in the office is in New York City, and for my title insurance. And you know what? Open the office. Let's go. Let's start working again. Let's get back to one-on-one person meetings. No more Zooms. No more all this crazy stuff. Zoom is nice to have if you want to connect with people that are all around the country. But if my offices are in New York City and I can be in New York City to work, it's time to get back to the office and start working again.
Well, I'm going to give an example, and I didn't share this with you, and it was a moment that we had last night at the game. So, there was a point in the game where I'm walking, and it just shows your quality of a man that you were, regardless of what you went through. You must have been a nice guy. You might have been a confident, cocky guy on the field, but there wasn't an usher that's been there 15, 20 years that didn't decide to hug you. Forget shaking your hand, hug you, right? We didn't do that even a month ago because people had masks on, so people were feeling comfortable. Then the funny part was we're watching the game, and you stood up, and this couple, and a senior citizen couple, just latched onto you where I thought that they were family members. And the funny part was then you went down to talk to Brian Cashman a couple rows in front, and the woman comes to me and she goes, "That's Jimmy Leyritz." She never knew I was sitting next to you the whole game, and I thought it was and I said, "Yes, it is." And she said, "He hit the biggest home run. Me and my husband jumped out of our couch. We knew exactly where we were. We still watch it on the Yes Network." And she held on to you as if she was a long-lost relative. Again, people, especially seniors, I'm making a point, are feeling very comfortable.
Yes.
Are we gonna, unless somebody has real scientific hard facts, are we just gonna cut people's legs out from underneath them again, or are we gonna let everybody live their life and make their own decision? The conversation we had at lunch today.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's at the point now where no matter whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, you can still get this, and it's kind of like the flu now. Okay, we have a vaccination. We are telling you scientifically that if you take the vaccination, your chances of getting extremely sick are much less. But if you don't take it, that you run a risk, which is the same way as the flu shot as far as I look at it, and I've never taken a flu shot. But, it's now should be an option. It should be at a point now where we're saying, okay, you know what? No matter whether I'm vaccinated or not, I can still give it to you, Tommy. If I'm vaccinated. So there's really not much of a difference. So I'm hoping that we're getting to that point. And, even Fauci's kind of backtracking from what was from the very beginning because, again, I don't fault Fauci for taking these steps. I don't fault our nation for taking some of these steps. But when you start getting the gist of everything and realizing, okay, well, maybe we did overreact a little bit. Maybe we went a little too far for caution's sake. But now we have some of the facts. We have the proof. Let's move forward and let's get on with
It's funny you brought up Fauci's name because I wish I wrote it down like I did Justin Thomas the other day. The next word out of my mouth was, "Dr. Fauci, can you please come out?" I knew you threw out the first pitch for the Nationals during the
Don't do that, please.
Pandemic, but we don't want you to throw out the first pitch. Throw out an answer for us. Please throw out an answer for us. Somebody get up there, take hold of this, and let us know. Because you know what? I want to be able to go to a game, and I want to be able to tell my kids. And you know what? I want to bring my grandson to a game. Is it safe to go to a game? I just really need to know that. And call in at 727-518-0820. Love to hear everybody's opinion on this. We really would. Everybody's, there's no two opinions when it comes to this subject either, because you can't put into words what some of the families went through and who lost loved ones. So, we respect all that, but we're just hoping, I guess maybe the little kid in us, Jimmy, after being at the game last night, wants to take a deep breath and go, play ball.
Yeah.
Play ball. Big 8-820-AM WWBA. Give us a call, Sports Talk Florida. Delory, are you on the air or what?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. My Jersey girl, I'm missing her. She's not on the air yet. But anyway, Jimmy, a couple other things. I don't know if you saw this. We don't get political. Senator Booker made such a speech to the Supreme Court nominee yesterday that it's getting just major coverage. And, you know, I don't agree with all his politics. Of course, he's from my great city, Newark, New Jersey, but become a friend over the years, a supportive guy, and I don't think he has a bad bone in his body. But I'll just leave it at this. Everybody should watch it. It was a bipartisan message. It was so moving. I think they should play it in every history class. Put your R hat and your D hat on the side for a minute and listen to the words of that speech. It was pretty powerful. And just to look at the nominee's daughter's faces was worth it for me. But that's the last political thing I'll say about it. But the subject was, you are worthy. And as we go to break, that message could be to our children, to our teammates, to our employees, to anybody that's been an underdog. You are worthy. So as we go to break, Dr. Fauci, give us a call, 727-518-0820. I know you're a big baseball fan. Love to hear you on the Big 8. Tommy Sentner, Jimmy Leyritz, the King and the Cop.
All right, we're out. You got it. If he calls me, you guys go back on the air. I'll patch him right through.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Dan Beyer.
The Phoenix Suns are expected to get Chris Paul back tonight against the Denver Nuggets. That's according to a report from The Athletic, as Paul has missed the last 15 games because of a thumb injury. Bucks are without Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton tonight as they face the Wizards, while Grizzlies guard Ja Morant's going to miss his third straight game this evening against the Pacers as he's dealing with a sore knee. The New York City mandate that prevented unvaccinated athletes from playing home games in the city was lifted today by Mayor Eric Adams. Athletes and performers are now exempt from the mandate. However, the mandate remains in place for other professions, including stadium workers. Sweet 16 action tonight in college hoops. Gonzaga takes on Arkansas in San Francisco at 7:09 Eastern Time, followed by Duke and Texas Tech in the West region. South region, Villanova against Michigan at 7:29 Eastern, followed by Arizona against Houston. Green Bay Packers have re-signed tight end Robert Tonyan to a one-year deal.
This is the Big 8.
Sports, news, information, and entertainment.
820 WWBA. The Big 8.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Lang, board-certified doctor and host of popular talk show Ask the Doctor. I have researched and developed several nutritional products to keep you healthy and happy. I want to talk about Fortify Focus. It was developed for reviving, rejuvenating, and protecting your eyes. Did you know that computers, smartphone, television, indoor lighting emit damaging blue light that can harm your eyes? These digital screens also produce an enormous amount of eye strain and visual fatigue. I have good news. Fortify Focus is a combination of clinically studied nutrients proven to reduce eye fatigue and strain from prolonged screen time. Fortify Focus also protects against the damaging blue light emitted from digital screens. Learn more and order at Fortify.com. I'm giving 25% discount with promo code RADIO. Go to Fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE. Remember the EYE in Fortify. Fortify.com. Enter the code RADIO. You'll receive the 25% discount. I am Dr. Lang, and I am helping keep America fit and healthy during this time of precautionary change.
My community means everything to me. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that help me succeed. The training and leadership skills I get from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people and look out for my community. If you'd like to learn how you too can serve part-time in the community you love, visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard, aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
A portion of the upcoming broadcast is brought to you in part by the law firm of Catania and Catania, award-winning personal injury, auto, and motorcycle accident attorneys, serving Tampa Bay families for over 28 years. Offices Tampa, not attorney spokesman. Here we go. More now with the King and the Cop.
Welcome back to the King and the Cop. I'm Jim Leyritz, and we got Tommy Sentner. And, of course, it is the Big 8 Radio, 820 AM, WWBA. Call-in number 727-518-0820. Give us a call. Now, on the line, we have one of my former teammates. He played for the Seattle Mariners, the New York Yankees, the Texas Rangers, the Chicago White Sox. He was an All-Star in 2001 and a 4-time World Series champion for the New York Yankees in 1996, 98, 99, and 2000. Since then, he's gone on to have a very successful broadcasting career with many different teams, the Marlins, the Yankees, the Mariners, MLB.com, and is now working for the YES Network. My next guest, my former teammate and my good friend, Jeff Nelson. Jeff, welcome to the show.
What's up, Jimmy? How you guys been?
Good. How you doing? Where are you at? You up in New York?
This is true New York interview right here because I'm walking the streets.
There you go.
I'm going to meet a former coworker of both of ours from MLB.com, Mike Ciano.
Oh, tell Mr. Ciano I said hi. He used to be my old boss. Yes, very good. Very good. So, Jeff, I'm sure we're going to hear some sirens then and probably some trucks. And
they make us feel like we're home.
But tell us a little bit about, let's start first of all with your playing career. We'll talk about that first. But what was it like to be, part of those World Series champion 4 times with the New York Yankees back in the day?
Oh, we had incredible teams. I always loved going to New York anyway. Even when I was in Seattle, coming in as a visitor, it was just one of those places that, growing up in Baltimore, I wasn't a huge Yankee fan because it was always a rival of the Orioles. But coming in, you just love pitching in this atmosphere. And the team that Mr. Steinbrenner put together was absolutely incredible. I mean, when we had our 20th reunion in New York back in, 2016 or whatever it was, you look at the 96 team and we all took our position. And it was like, oh, my goodness, you don't realize how good your teams were until you actually see them behind you and you're seeing Hall of Famers. And then the 98 team that we won 125 games. I guess, Jimmy, you've been a part of it since the minor leagues. I played against you when you were in Albany. And
right.
It's just something that you're taught all through the minor leagues about winning. You never took anything for granted. And once you step between the lines, it was all about winning, and that's it. And that's how it was when I first got here. It's unlike anywhere else you play.
Right. And that's just it. It's so funny because I was telling Tommy, I was like, Jeff was against me in 95 and then all of a sudden became a teammate of mine in 96. And, it was great to get to have you on our team because, first of all, I couldn't hit you anyhow. But most of all, it was just I really enjoyed, and I told Tommy this is what it was like in the old stadium. The new stadium's a little bit different, but in the old stadium, tell these guys the story about when you were warming up in the bullpen in '95, what they were doing to you, and how crazy those New York fans were back then.
Well, this is the first one, obviously the first division series in baseball that they had. First time that the Mariners ever made the playoffs, and this was the first time that the Yankees ever made the playoffs in a long time. It's been a while. So when they had fans all above the bullpens, way out in right field, right center field, the first game we came in game 1, there was no security. So you're sitting there with all these fans yelling at you. And back then in '95, I think beers were probably $3. So every time somebody hit a home run, they're flying through the stands.
Right.
Well, while I was warming up, I had about 3 or 4 Budweisers dumped all over me when I was warming up for the game 1, and I come into pitch, and I thought Lou Piniella thought it might have been Harris or something because he started smelling me. I'm like, oh my gosh! And I know there's no security out there, and I'm getting dumped on with beer cups. So, the next day they did have security. It was a little bit more tamer, but it was it's definitely an experience. It's old Yankee Stadium. Visiting teams didn't like going in there. It isn't like now. Now it's easy. The media's a little bit easier. The visiting team experience is definitely easier. It's not as intimidating. Old Yankee Stadium, if you were solid or had thick skin, it was a tough place to play.
Right. Well, that's why I tell everybody. It's one of those things. That's why it's so special to win a World Series in New York, unlike any other place. Because once you win once, New York never forgets who you are. And it, like you said, when we had the reunion, it was almost like, what? We just saw each other last week. It was pretty cool. But then let me ask you a question now. So now you're working for the YES Network, doing some games this year. We've had an opportunity. You were part of the 94 strike. We went through this 91 or however many day lockout we just went through. Tell me a little bit about what you saw during this last work stoppage that was very similar to what we went through in '94, and some of the things that have happened since that kind of have changed the game of baseball for the younger players.
Yeah, to me, it wasn't a whole lot of similarities. If you think about it, Players Association was almost contradicting themselves how they wanted competitive balance and they wanted the luxury tax to go up, and they wanted it at $265. And at the same time, they wanted some of these younger or smaller market teams like the Pirates and the Orioles. They wanted them to compete. How are they going to compete with some of these big name free agents when the Mets and the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers can afford the $265 million luxury tax? I mean, it was like almost contradicting in a way. Like, okay, you want the small markets to compete, but you want the large markets to be able to spend whatever they want. So no free agents are ever going to go to the small market teams anyway, unless you develop in the minor leagues and be able to bring these guys up.
Right.
And also, to me, it still didn't do anything. I mean, Jimmy, you look at these over the last few years, 5-6 years. It's all been about the younger players, because the game has changed. It's gotten younger. If you're not in the big leagues by 22, 23, your expectancy or your playing expectancy is very short. By the time you're 30, 31, you're an old player. It wasn't like when we played. I mean, you could play till 37 to 40.
Yep.
And we did. And nowadays you don't do that. So, yes, they did look out for the younger players, similar to what we did in 94 and 95. But at the same time, those middle-tier free agents, you have 100, 125, 150 free agents that are probably experienced and ones that a World Series team wants. The guys that we had on our Yankee team in 96 through 2000, those guys that had experience, that didn't cost a whole lot of money, now they can't find jobs. So, I still think it hasn't done anything for that middle-tier player.
Right.
The younger players, yes, they did something.
Well, and I also think that they didn't do anything to solve that minimum salary cap that the owners should have to spend. Like you said, you got Baltimore, you got Cleveland, you got Seattle spending Tampa Bay spending $36 million when they're getting money from the luxury tax people that do go over, but they're not using it for salaries. And I think they forgot to address that issue again.
Yeah, I was always wondering about that. I saw there was something maybe on social media about the team's payroll, and I think the Marlins are like fourth or fifth. That they're at like $47 million this year, and there was 3 teams that were in the 30s. And I know that baseball, the Players Association wanted that $100 million floor. I still think there should be a floor to make some of these teams, these organizations, spend money. But if you had $100 million floor, like I think the Players Association proposed, would that have bankrupt teams? I mean, do you think if Pittsburgh would have had to spend $100 million, or even Tampa Bay? They win. I mean, they're the anomaly. They win with $75 million payroll. I mean, everybody should marvel or try to emulate whatever they're doing in their organization. But do you think if some of these small market teams, they were said, hey, we can't afford the team anymore. We just can't afford $100 million payroll.
Well, and I wonder, and this is I was talking to Tommy about yesterday, I wonder if Major League Baseball has the ability to go to these teams and say, listen, we've got Nashville, we've got Vegas, we've got Charlotte, that they want a team and they have the money. Can they just ask these people and say, hey, listen, we want to move the team? And see, I don't know that rule. So,
yeah, one of those things that I always saw when Derek Jeter was with the Marlins. That's something I thought that he was going to do. I worked for the Marlins. I have 100 games with them this year, and it is a really nice stadium. It's just a tough place to get in and out of, and they have the roof closed. So to me, sometimes when the roof is closed, it just doesn't seem like baseball. But I thought it was one of those things that maybe he goes to Major League Baseball and say, hey, I just can't afford to have a team here. I'm losing money. But they did that naming rights with Loan Depot, so that pretty much canceled their future of moving the team. They just have to do something to try to get fans. Yeah, but it would be interesting to see because there are cities out there that want some Major League teams.
We're talking to Jeff Nelson, former New York Yankee, 4-time World Series champion. Jeff, Tommy Settner, just wondering one thing. The transition into the booth now, how does that feel? Because you guys played the game a little different than the players of today. I'm looking at the chemistry last night. Jimmy and I were at the game you won 4 World Series. I don't know that that's even possible for guys to win 4 with the same team anymore. What do you think of the chemistry of the Yankees this year? What do you see?
Well, it is different. I mean, when you're in the booth, it seems like everything's easier. I try to make sure that it's not, and everybody knows it's not an easy game. I don't sugarcoat too much. I mean, if they're not having a great game, I'll explain why. And if they're having a good game, I'll explain why. I'm not going to be, one of these guys that jump on, oh, it's okay, he can go get them tomorrow. I'll explain things. And then, this is why he didn't do well or why he did well. I watched the Red Sox and the that one Yankee game, the one-game playoff. I sat right next to the Yankee dugout in Boston. And, when they were down early in the first couple innings, it was 3-0. I'm sitting there and I'm staring in the dugout, and there was just no life. I mean, whenever we were down, that was one thing with our teams. We never felt like we were out of it.
Right.
I mean, we had guys that we didn't have pom-pom guys or rah-rah guys, but we had guys that were confident saying, hey, you know what? Pick it up in here. I mean, we're not out of it. I mean, we could be down 5-6 runs and we're still coming back.
Right.
They were down 3 in the second or third inning, and there was just no life. I'm like, these guys are done already, and I've just never seen that before.
Yeah, I remember watching it. It was like they were so flat, and as a fan, you were frustrated. You're like, come on, man, this is do or die.
So, Jeff, this year, looking at this team, and they made a couple moves, and they probably still have a couple more to make. What are you seeing as far as the New York Yankees for the 2022, and how do you feel about it? I mean, they're in one of the toughest divisions that there's going to be, because the Toronto Blue Jays are going to be tough. Boston, like you mentioned before, Tampa Bay is always surprising people. What do you think their chances are this year in that division?
Well, with the expanded playoffs, it makes it definitely better. I think they're still the third or fourth best team in the American League East. I think you look at Toronto and what they have done, and they're probably the most athletic team, I think, in the American League with some of their young players and young superstars. You get George Springer that stays healthy. They did improve their starting rotation. Their bullpen's a little iffy.
Right.
With New York, it's just a matter of what bites them in the butt every single year, and that's health. You go and trade for Donaldson. I actually like the trade. I like how he plays. He's a guy that could play back in our day. I mean, he's a grinder. He just gets after it, and he's got that great attitude. He just has to stay healthy, and I think that's with everyone. And, you always wind up having some significant player on the Yankees that are out a few months, and you just can't have that. And then you also have to have the starting pitching step up. You have to have Cole go out there and pitch well in big games, something that he really struggled last year.
Right.
Severino, you need to get at least, I would say, 30 starts out of this guy. He would be a great number 2. So it's health with these guys.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, listen, we really appreciate it. We know you're busy, and I know you're a friend of Jimmy's, and you did us a favor. This is only our 4th show. We're out of Tampa.
We're definitely going to have you on during the year.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back.
Absolutely, and thanks for having me, man. You guys are awesome. Jimmy's always been a great fan, always great respect. I hate the bat twirl when I was a visiting player, but as a teammate, he was one of the best.
Well, you broke his heart in '95, so you got even.
That's it. And then he also struck me out. He struck me out in the World Series with the Padres too.
Oh goodness.
So all good, brother. Listen, I look forward. I'll be up there opening day, so I'll probably get a chance to see you. And listen, take care of yourself. Give Mr. Ciano, give him my best, and you take care of yourself and be safe in New York, brother.
Okay, we'll do. You guys take care. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, the great Jeff Nelson, one of the most nasty relievers, 4-time World Series champion from the New York Yankees. He was nasty, right, Jimmy, when he came in? I mean, sometimes the ball looked like it was going to go around your waist if you were a right-handed hitter.
It was funny. We were doing during COVID, and one of the restaurants in New York, it's why am I drawing a blank? One of the restaurants in New York, they were doing a fundraiser, and they were raising money, and they were it was called Luke's in New York City, and they were providing dinners and lunches and everything for all the frontline workers.
Right.
And Luigi, who is one of the owners there, and Mike Walsh, who I've mentioned many times, that he lives right across the street from there, and he's a regular there. And they called me and said, "Hey, listen, we want to try to raise money for Luke's to keep Luke's in business,
right?
To keep the cooks cooking and everything else. But we're also going to be raising money, and all the money that you guys raise is going to go to cooking these dinners and keeping and doing all this." Long story short. We started doing a podcast, and we did Facebook Live like we're doing, and,
Sure.
and the old school stuff, and we ended up raising over $50,000 over a 6-week period doing these shows. And I did it with another guy named Jay Kobach up in New York, and he provided a lot of memorabilia. Long story short, my point with Jeff Nelson is, so we're on the air and we're doing interviews, and I bring Nelson on, and we're sitting there and they're watching the Yes Network. And on the Yes Network is the 98 World Series, and it's Jeff Nelson pitching to Jim Leyritz.
Striking you out?
Literally at the time we're doing this interview with Jeff, and Jay Kobach turns his computer towards the TV, and he says, "Nelly, what do you do here?" And he goes, "I struck him out." And I'm like, "No, you didn't." And I didn't remember it.
Right.
And sure enough, he ended up striking me out. It was like the 8th inning of one of the games.
Drop the mic and walk out.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I was like, "Hey, Jay, thanks for bringing that up."
Yeah,
me.
really.
No, Jeff was a great teammate, but that story that he used to tell about coming into Yankee Stadium in '95 and warming up in the bullpen, and he actually yelled at the security guy and said, "Hey, aren't you going to stop?" And they're like, he goes, "I'm a Yankee fan."
Right.
No,
I'm surprised he wasn't throwing beer on him.
Yeah, and so.
By the way, in New York and New Jersey, we don't call that being a bad fan or obnoxious. We call that passion.
We call that intimidation.
Intimidation and passion.
Yeah, people used to be scared to play at Yankee Stadium.
How about all the stories of they felt like they were cursed when they were starting to believe?
Oh, yeah.
Babe and Lou Gehrig and Mickey, they were all still there.
Well, and certain things happened that were kind of like, even as a player myself, I'd be like, wow, I did feel that little breeze, and all of a sudden something happened. It's like, one of those things that you start buying into it yourself because you played there. But no, it was great to be a teammate of Jeff's, and like you said, he was 4-time World Series champion. That's pretty big. I mean, that's
I don't know that a team's going to get 4 and 5. What was it? 6 years? 4 and 6 years, and that player staying with the same team, which is not likely the case anymore. But that's another story. But
and the thing about the best thing about it was he was a throw-in.
Yeah,
Tino Martinez was the main person in that
That's
trade.
right.
And he was the throw-in because we gave them Sterling Hitchcock and Russell Davis. So, I mean,
how'd that trade work out for Seattle?
Yeah, exactly.
You paid him back from '95 with that.
Exactly. So
great guests, and appreciate him, and hope to have him on, and we will have him on during the year, and we wish him luck with the Yes Network.
Yeah, it's funny.
Great stuff.
Listening to him, if you listen to him do the play-by-play and the color, you won't remember it's Jeff Nelson because he's so eloquent and so he doesn't sound the same as he would, and he does a great job. And I look forward to hearing some his.
Well, when he went on that mound, he was like a different man, and we just heard he was like almost possessed. You got to love that competitiveness, but off the field, he's an educated gentleman and really knows the game. And it's nice to listen to him as an analyst. It's good stuff. So, wish him luck, and look forward to hearing him on the Yes Network after people are done listening to us live and listening to the Big 820 AM WWBA, and we'll be the lead into the Yankee games this year down here in Tampa. So that'll be a lot of fun.
If you're driving in your car or you're listening to us right now, 727-518-0820. Listen, we got anything to talk about. The second half of the show, we're going to be talking about the NCAA game starting tonight, 7 o'clock. Tommy, you and I are going to do something pretty cool tonight.
We're going to. Boy, you're running me into the ground. I'm an old man. Jeez.
Another
night. Last night we had dinner at 10:30. It was fantastic.
Yes.
We went, of course, to the baseball game after the show. But tell everybody what we're doing tonight.
So one of my closest buddies, or a good friend of mine, he owns Smithtown Toyota in Long Island. And his brother, his name is Steve Cannata. And his brother happens to be Richie Cannata, who was the saxophone player for Billy Joel.
Sure is.
And he started a band I don't know how long ago, but a couple years ago, and it's three of the guys that were in the Billy Joel band, and they are called the Lords of Flatbush, and they've been touring, and they just happened to be here. Richie played the national anthem last night on his sax.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And
we got an opportunity to meet him. And they're like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow night?" And I'm like, "Nothing. We're just we're doing a radio show from 4 to 6." And they said, "Well, 8 o'clock." At the Capitol Theater here in Clearwater, we're gonna be putting on our show, and I'm like, well, can we get 2 tickets? And sure enough, we got 2 tickets tonight, and unfortunately last night we missed our guy
Adam
had his gig last night.
Adam, where were you last night?
I was at Gaspar's Grotto in Ybor, and I'll be there every Wednesday from 7 to 10.
Love it. I watched you on video last night. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And Jimmy and I are safe. I think we're going to be doing this show for 20 years because, as Billy Joel would say, only the good die young.
We'll be back.
I'm a new listener.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 10.
And I love you guys.
Start your day with Bubba.
I think you're hysterical.
Bubba.
I am hooked.
Tampa Bay's legendary jock.
Most people have been with us for so long. You're truly a virgin listener, if you will.
Well, I love that I can be a virgin again.
Bubba, better than ever.
Well, so we have to be doing something right if I'm able to attract a hottie from
Well, you guys make me feel great.
Bubba the Love Sponge, mornings 6 to 10. 96.7 FM Tampa, 98.3 FM Pinellas, AM 820, The Big 8.
Some law firms advertise that they are the largest. In law, largest is not always best. In fact, your case could get lost in the shuffle with one of those very large law firms. Catania are family-owned. They are Tampa Bay's attorneys representing clients who have experienced auto and motorcycle accidents. Your case will need a local attorney to get a settlement in your favor. Catania serving Tampa Bay families for over 28 years. Referrals on request. Get the local law firm to represent you. They don't get paid if you don't get paid. Catania, putting families first.
Car accident, motorcycle accident, call the local attorneys today. Catania, offices Tampa, non-attorney spokesperson.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? My name is Ron LeGrand, and over the past 40 years, I've bought over 3,000 houses without using my money or credit and taught thousands to do the same. Today, even in a virtual environment, we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods using no banks, realtors, contractors, or other costly entanglements, and build huge cash flow and wealth without the hassle of tenants, all without credit and little or no money. You don't need a license or experience, and I'll show you exactly how it's done. Text RON to 99799 and I'll send you my free training. I promise I'll change the way you think about real estate and open the door to a new lifestyle that doesn't involve risk or rehabs and can quickly replace your current income. Text RON to 99799 and let me show you how to take your life back and build cash flow and wealth from your home. That's RON to 99799. Again, text RON to 99799.
Are you tired of crazy prices and insane dealer markups? At Brandon Ford, you will absolutely, positively not get charged over MSRP on any verified retail vehicle order. Let me repeat that. Brandon Ford will not charge over MSRP on any verified vehicle retail order. That includes F-150s and Super Duties. We have the allocation, the experience, and the knowledge to get you the perfect vehicle built and delivered quickly. On average, in as little as 8 to 10 weeks. After all, Brandon Ford is the largest volume Ford truck dealer in America. So if you're tired of the inflated market adjustments at other dealers, custom order your new Ford from Brandon Ford. Skip the markups and get your vehicle fast. On average, in as little as 8 to 10 weeks. Brandon Ford, Highway 60 and 301 in Tampa, and at BrandonFord.com, the largest volume Ford truck dealer in America. If you want to pay more, that's your business. If you want to pay less on your custom order Ford and get it fast, that's Brandon Ford's business. So are you ready for your new Ford?
The King and the Cop continues. Let's get back to the show. It's Tommy, Jimmy, and Robin.
What are they talking about?
Welcome back to the King and the Cop. Tommy Settler, Jimmy Leyritz, the King, and Robin Delory on assignment. Jimmy, one more thing about last night's game. We went to Toronto and we watched the Yankees, and it was their B team, and then we went last night to the Yankee game. DJ looked awful good. What are they going to do with DJ? He hit a home run. I think it landed in New York from Tampa.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think they hit either 5 or 6 home runs last night, and that was the A team last night. And Devy Cruz looked pretty good. The pitcher, he looked pretty good the first 2 innings that he pitched. And like I said, it's early in spring training, and I don't think you're really going to be able to judge this team even in the first month, because it's going to be kind of an extended spring training, the month of April.
Yeah, the pitchers are going to have to take a little bit of a beating, we think, because they didn't get to working.
Yeah, but I still think, like you said, normally by the time you go to April and you finish spring training, the pitchers still have an advantage over the hitters. And at this point, I think the hitters are going to kind of have an advantage over the pitchers. But now it's going to be interesting and it's going to be good. And, it's interesting to hear like a guy like Jeff Nelson, who's actually, he covers this for his living, talk about that he still thinks that the Yankees are maybe the third or fourth best team right now. But it's all on, like you said, it's all on paper. The bottom line is it's who stays healthy and what young players that, like an Andy Pettit or like somebody that comes up like a Derek Jeter, and all of a sudden you weren't expecting anything, and look what you get. And that's what the Yankees are looking for, is hopefully it's one of these young players, or maybe it's a Gallo who has a bounce back season from a horrible season that he had last year. So a lot of things going to be happening, and I think it's going to be fun. And
what caught me funny about Gallo last night, and of course I'm rooting for him, but again, I'm sitting there, we're behind home plate, and thank you, Yankees, for the hospitality, and it was a beautiful night again.
Yes.
And nobody was on that, there was no third baseman. The shortstop was basically hovering over the second base bag, and he's got 6 inches between the first baseman and the line, and he did rip one right down the line and get a hit. But, I'm looking at you saying, Jimmy, why during spring training wouldn't he try to go the other way? And I guess these guys are just programmed, and, I'm going to hit the ball in the seats, and that's what they're paying me for. And, who am I? I don't know. But it was funny when Wade Boggs was on the other day. He was like, are you kidding me? I'll go 5 for 5. You can put that shift on me. And I just couldn't help think about that last night.
Well, and I told you, the thing that would disturb me yesterday was watching the game was Odor, who used to be with the Yankees last year.
Yeah.
He comes up. Now, he's not a home run hitter like Gallo. He's not going to hit 50 home runs. If he hits 15, we're lucky. And he's up there with the whole side of the infield open.
I know.
And I'm like, how's this guy not just hitting the ball so easily through and you, like you said, he's like, well, he kind of feels like he's buffed and he's more of a home run hitter.
Well, he's going to be a UFC fighter when he retires from MLB baseball.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see with some of these shift rules that they're going to put in place. It's going to be really interesting now having the DH in the National League.
Yeah.
Some of these changes that are happening in baseball this year, it's going to be really, really, I think, fun to watch, but also different. And I think it's going to give the fans a lot more fun and to watch, because these National League teams have never seen the DH. They've never seen a game with the DH involved, and it should be pretty fun for them.
On that note, I missed it. I wanted to ask Jeff Nelson if he's heard anything about Pujols. Have you heard anything about Pujols?
I have not. Nope.
I'm wondering if somebody in the National League is going to pick him up, and I could think he's 21 home runs shy of 700.
Yeah, I was hoping that by now we would be reading that the St. Louis Cardinals, where we're going to bring him back because they would have the DH and he'd have an opportunity to play on not a regular basis, but they could stick him in there and he wouldn't have to play the field. He proved last year at the end of the year with the Dodgers that he is effective coming off the bench, pitch hitting and things like that. So I'm holding out hope. He lives by me in California. We're very good friends. He speaks at my church a lot, and I just hope that somebody gives him a chance, because that's 21 home runs. He's not too far away.
Yeah, not that it makes a difference, because he will 100% go down as one of the greatest hitters ever to play the game.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no matter what.
Doubt. Yep. Call us 727-518-0820, Big 820 AM, and Sports Talk Florida. We're going to cover a lot today. We're bouncing around, but it's really, to be honest with you, we got a little NFL news. I just heard, Jimmy, I don't know, it's a rumor right now, Odell Beckham's going back to the Browns.
Really?
Yeah, surprised me. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Or maybe that was a deal that was done before he went to the Rams, or he wanted to come back there. I don't know. The Rams are Super Bowl champs, and I don't know why Odell would leave them unless they're not going to offer him something. But it would be interesting to see how he does. I know, he basically had I don't know what kind of knee surgery, if it was reconstructive, but we'll see how he's doing. But with that, we got a caller, JC. I think JC called in yesterday. How you doing, JC?
Good, guys. Hey, born in Kearney, New Jersey.
All right, brother. You're my neighbor in Newark. I love it.
We lived in Harrison. Anyway, the first time they pulled the shift on Ted Williams, he stepped out of the box and he told the umpire, tell them to get back where they were supposed to be. Anyway, Jimmy, I was wondering, how devastated were you when you got traded from the Yankees, and how good was it coming back? And I'll hang up and listen, all right?
Yeah, I got actually traded twice from the Yankees. The first time was my doing. I wanted an opportunity to play every day, and Mr. Steinbrenner was nice enough to meet with me and say, listen, you're not going to have that opportunity here with us, and we'll try to find a deal. And that's when they traded me to the Anaheim Angels. Got my first 3-year contract, so I was very grateful for that trade. The one that completely shocked me was the 99 or the 2000 trade, and I have told the story quite a few times, Tommy. I was sitting we were in Boston playing the Red Sox, and there was a bar that we all used to go to called Daisy Buchanan's, and it was, where we all stayed, and my wife and I and Shane Spencer and his wife, and we all went to the bar that night, and we're hanging out, and I'm standing behind the bar, and I'm pouring some drinks for the guys, and David Cohn's standing there, and I'm making him a drink, and he goes, dude, look behind you. And there's a TV behind me.
Oh, no.
And he goes, your name's on the ticker tape. And I'm reading the ticker tape. It says, Leyritz just gets traded to the Dodgers for Jose Vizcaino.
Oh.
And that's how I found out how I was traded. And I was really devastated at that point because I had come back to the Yankees in '99 at the end of the season. We won the World Series again.
Right.
We were playing so well in 2000. I knew that we had another opportunity to win. And then Knobloch couldn't throw the damn ball to first base. And I got traded for Vizcaino, and I ended up with the Dodgers. And, I still got a World Series ring. I was still considered a World Series champ in 2000, but I did not get to enjoy the Subway Series. And,
all kidding aside, though, does the blood rush right out of you at that point when you see something like that on TV?
Well,
like, there was no preparation for that.
No. And again, I had turned down in spring training of 2000, Mr. Steinbrenner offered me a 2-year contract at $1 million a year. And when Darryl Strawberry got suspended and I became the full-time DH, I said, you know what? I don't want 2 years. I want 1 year because I'm going to get the chance to be the full-time DH. I'm going to put up the numbers, and I'll make $4 or $5 million next year.
Right.
And unfortunately, Tom Pagnazzi, who was supposed to be the backup catcher, and that was going to allow me to DH, got hurt 2 weeks before spring training ended and could not play. And I ended up becoming the backup catcher, and there I could no longer DH. And unfortunately,
so you didn't get the at-bats.
Didn't get the at-bats, and then I got traded, and then I got hurt, and that was pretty much the end of it. But that was, JC, in answer to your question, that was probably the only trade out of the 4 or 5 times I got traded that really devastated me as far as being from the New York Yankees.
You're always going to be a Yankee, though. But I hear you. I mean, you're standing there with your brothers at celebrating, doing a little fundraiser. You're behind the bar serving drinks, and you look over at the TV, and you're gone. You're on a plane to California.
The funny thing is, Shane Spencer goes, "Dude, what are you going to do?" I said, let's keep going.
Right.
I said,
we'll pack when I get home.
Yeah, I said, so we arrived we got back to the hotel about 2 a.m, and the nanny was there, and she said, Mr. Leyritz, she said, you're supposed to call her Brian Cashman.
Yeah. No. Stand by for that.
Yeah, I said, I'll call him in the morning. Don't worry. Thank you.
Now, but before we let this go, but truth of the matter is, though, now you're sitting there by yourself for a minute all alone at night going, I got to move my family. I got to move my kids. I got to move my nanny, whatever. I got to, I know they help you find a place to live. But the other thing was you went from New York City to Los Angeles.
Well, and at that time, my wife was pregnant with our 3rd child.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was not, she was tired of moving because, when you get traded, you leave. The wife stays back and packs everything and gets everything ready and takes care of the kids. And, thank goodness we did have a nanny and a housekeeper, so she was able to have some help. But, yeah, that was kind of the last straw for my wife to say, listen, you know what? The kids are getting older, and we're going to keep them in school. So,
it's the things behind the scene that the fan they don't see.
Yeah.
And that's why, when people have success in their life, you got to give credit to your family, whether it's your mom and dad driving you to every damn practice since you're 4 years old, 5 years old, to a spouse or a significant other, just taking your back, and even in the good times when you're on in a parade route, or you find out on ESPN that you're on your way to L.A. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a roller coaster ride.
And that's the whole thing about sports. What people don't understand is that they're even though you get a contract, the security still, you could be traded the next day. I mean, you look at all these things, and we were talking about it, at lunch today, with the trade that Kansas City just made in the football world.
Right.
Here's a guy that's a game changer that Patrick Mahomes kind of relied on to get him out of.
That's a good point. How does it affect him now?
Oh yeah, exactly. This is
a guy that bailed him out. Not that he's not great, but he knew he could go to him no matter what. He'll get away. He'll get open.
Yeah, and I know Kansas City's brought in a few different other guys, but this is a guy that is a complete game changer. It just one play, you could be down.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
We talked about it before.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting, and Tom Brady coming back. I think in the next couple of days we're going to hear that Gronk will probably come down and be his towel boy again, and come back and. It's going to be an interesting NFL offseason, and we're just watching with all these trades.
Yeah, having sports become funny. It used to start off with Hot Stove and all this, but with all these new programs and stuff, fans are really getting into it, because even in the offseason right now, the NFL has had more movement in the last couple of weeks than I could remember. Quarterbacks, major stars getting shuffled around, and the only difference I want to say to you is about, you might have learned that you got traded from New York to L.A. at a bar. But when Kansas City, Hill goes over to Miami, he got $70 million guaranteed. So that family, that wife could swallow that a little better maybe and decide, all right, I'll pack up the kids better.
Well, exactly.
Yours is the unknown. Am I going to get a 2-year contract, 3-year contract? What do I do after this year? And I think times have changed. I don't think they mind being traded that much anymore. Some of them have a little tear at a press conference, but at the end of the day, as soon as they hit the other city, they put the other city in their rearview mirror. So give us a call, 727-518-0820, the big 820-AM. If you're driving live, we're live, everybody. Give us a shout. Appreciate you calling in, JC. Harrison, Kearney, New Jersey, for you Tampa people.
Where is that?
It's right next to the greatest city in the world, Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to even East Newark, which borders Kearney, which literally Kearney is across the street, is your favorite diner, Top's Diner.
Top's Diner.
Me and you lived there.
Yes, and the boys loved that place.
They just redid it. You can't even get in the darn place. It's like an hour wait, and it's bigger and better than ever.
I like it.
Speaking of favorite places, Hobbies has been shut down for a year and a half, and they're about to reopen.
Okay.
The Brummer brothers, I missed them down in Newark, New Jersey, and Hobbies. Very great.
So wait a minute. We're heading back to New Jersey tomorrow. Where are we going to go eat?
I got a couple things in store for you. Exactly right. Our favorite places have been closed.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be coming live to you from Deloria Studios in the beautiful town of, what's it called?
Florham Park. I think the Russians are there right now, disrupting everything, because I'm missing her, and I miss her on the air, and I can't even get her on the air today. But she's listening patiently because she's working through some technology stuff.
Trying to get it all ready for us tomorrow.
Get it ready for us tomorrow, and that's what Miss Robin does behind the scenes that nobody knows. So she's not just a pretty face.
Yes, I want to put it out there right now for our listeners. All right, again, you can reach us at The Real Jay Leyritz. You can reach Tommy Setner at The Real Tommy at Tommy Setner.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody's mimicking me or impersonating me, so I'm just at Tommy Setner.
At Tommy Setner. You can go at The King and the Cop, or you can go to JimLeyritz.com, which is my website. And you know what? Tomorrow we are going to do in honor of the Grammys.
Yes, we are.
The top 10 sports movies, not just baseball, top 10 sports movies of all time. And Tommy, I'm working on trying to get Jeffrey Lyons. I haven't got an answer yet. We're going to try to get the movie critic.
That'll be a lot of fun.
The movie critic Jeffrey Lyons, who wrote my book Catching Heat, and try to get him on and get his perspective on his favorite sports movies and see if they match up with some of our callers or some of the people that write in.
You know, I think I got to have a little bit of caffeine right now. I got to be honest with you. You had me eating dinner at 10:30 last night.
Yes.
Didn't go to bed till about 4:30 in the morning.
We got a big concert tonight. We got to stay awake.
Yeah, I feel like I'm 20 years old again, or you think I'm 20 years old. I don't know, but we're also, when we get back to New Jersey, I was thinking of caffeine because we're going to meet with Ron and Joe.
Yep.
And great supporters, and we thank them for all their help with our show, and they're great people, and I look forward to seeing them this weekend also. You know, one thing about New Jersey, Jimmy, coming up, and we're going to go to a break in about a minute, but I'm trying to stall to get to this subject, and we're going to get to it in a few minutes after the 5 o'clock hour. St. Peter's, man. St. Peter's. I'm going to leave you with this thought. The great two-time Super Bowl champion New York Giant, who's used to upsetting people as in the undefeated Patriots, Eli Manning, tweeted out, "I'm a big St. Peter's fan, and I've always been." We'll be back.
I want Eli to give me one picture of him.
He's on
in
Twitter.
A St. Peter's jersey.
Right now, put it up. He's in Twitter. He tweeted out him in a St. Peter's jersey, and not only is Eli wearing one, but tomorrow Jimmy Laritz will be wearing one back in New Jersey. We'll be back on Sports Talk Florida Big 8.
All right, we're out.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Dan Beyer.
The New York City mandate that prevented unvaccinated athletes from playing home games in the city was lifted today by New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Currently, only non-residents are exempt under this executive order. We expanded it to residents of New York City.
No athletes and performers are now exempt from the mandate. However, the mandate remains in place for other professions, including stadium workers. That means Kyrie Irving can be back playing home games for the Brooklyn Nets. The Suns are getting Chris Paul back tonight against the Nuggets after he missed 15 games with a thumb injury. Bucks will be without Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton tonight against the Wizards. Bulls without DeMar DeRozan against the Pelicans, while Ja Morant misses his third straight game as the Grizzlies face the Pacers tonight. Morant dealing with a sore knee. The Packers re-signed tight end Robert Tonyan to a one-year deal. The Kansas City Chiefs have inquired about Jaguars wide receiver Laviska Shenault, according to a report from insider Jordan Schultz.
This is the Big 8.
Sports, information, and entertainment.
This is AM 820 WWBA Largo and AM 1060 WIXC Titusville.
A lawsuit is not something that anyone looks forward to. It's a stressful process. There are attorneys in Tampa Bay that keep clients well informed, creating less stress. That law firm is Catania Catania. Personal injury law is defended with full disclosure. There is no guessing game. If it's an auto accident, medical malpractice, nursing home negligence, unsafe working conditions, or motorcycle accidents, the law firm of Catania Catania will handle the process worry-free from start to finish. Many victims don't realize they have a claim for the loss until they talk to Catania Catania. They only represent private individuals and treat every case as if it's going to trial. Putting families first is more than just a slogan, it's their way of practicing law. It's a commitment to you. Remember, they don't get paid if you don't get paid. So go to CataniaCatania.com. Over 28 years in practice. Catania Catania, personal injury, auto, and motorcycle accident attorneys. Catania Catania, putting families first.
Office Tampa. Not attorney spokeswoman.
If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt, then listen up. We can reduce or eliminate your interest rates. Cut your monthly payment up to 50% and stop all late fees. Our company has been helping good people just like you get out of debt for over 30 years. Don't get stressed out. If you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills, we can show you a way to reduce all of your bills to one lower monthly payment that you can afford. So again, if you have $2,000 or more in credit card debt and medical bills you can't afford, make this free call today and learn how you can finally get out of debt. Call now for your free consultation. 800-632-1206. 800-632-1206. 800-632-1206. That's 800-632-1206. Sponsored by Credit Guard.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited.
They do not give up until you pay.
They put a lien on my house.
How about you? Do you owe back taxes? Call Tax Solutions now and get some help. For a limited time, the IRS offers a tax forgiveness program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Our team can make it easier for you to pay back taxes, avoid tax liens, and get a fresh start. Sometimes you just need a second chance.
I call Tax Solutions now, and they got the IRS off my back.
At Tax Solutions Now, our affiliates are all accredited by the Better Business Bureau and members of the National Association of Tax Professionals.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now. Call 800-398-7054. 800-398-7054. 800-398-7054.
Now, back to the show. The King of the Cop continues.
Welcome back to the King and the Cop. Jimmy Leyritz and Tommy Setner live on Big 8 Radio, 820 AM. Hey, I find this funny, Jimmy, we got to get into our March Madness because tonight there's 4 huge games. And, our co-host there, Robin Delory, tried to convince everybody that she prayed to the Pope when she was in Italy, and that's why St. Peter's is doing so well. How about Mr. Robert Kraft? Okay, Providence, here you go. You got the Patriots jet. I want you to be comfortable, and I'm going to give you an advantage. I don't want you to be tired. And he gave him the old jet. So there's a lot of jockeying going around in the old March Madness.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's just going to be a more comfortable ride back for Providence.
Well, that's an unfair statement from a alumnus of Kentucky who's watching. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but listen, we got a great starting at 7 o'clock tonight, Tommy. We got Arizona and Gonzaga. Right after that, about 7:29 is Michigan versus Villanova.
Go Michigan.
And then the 9 o'clock games are Texas Tech and Duke, and we're hoping Mike Krzyzewski gets another opportunity to get to the final, the Elite Eight. And then, of course, the 9:59 game is Houston versus Arizona, and I think that's probably going to be the best game tonight because I think those two teams are so evenly matched, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, let me ask you a question. And I didn't check this, and maybe we can look it up, or Matt can look it up. Who's Vegas and all the betting experts favoring to win this now that Baylor can't defend? And
Gonzaga.
Is it Gonzaga?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, from the very beginning, most of the experts were saying, Gonzaga got so close last year. This is their year to win. But again, that's the beauty of having to play these games. You just never know what's going to happen. And I actually think St. Peter's has a chance tomorrow night to possibly knock off Purdue. And, we were talking about it.
Yep.
If I'm Purdue, even though I think we have a better team, I might be playing a little bit nervous tomorrow night, knowing that this number 15 seed has knocked off two people.
There's a divine intervention.
Yeah, that this may be, and if they don't get off to a good start, you start buying into that kind of theory. But we'll see what happens.
Not to be the city boy that I am, but Jersey City's got some serious street cred right now.
There you go.
They really do. I mean, we're not afraid of anybody at this point.
I think you're going to see a lot more St. Peter's fans than you've ever seen before. And
well, we all became St. Peter's fans overnight.
Exactly.
Mostly nobody knew in Jersey where they even were, but we're all in. We're all in. Right. I seen Governor Murphy posted, we're on the Turnpike, we're on the Parkway, we got signs all over the place, but let's go New Jersey. St. Peter's, make us proud. Can't wait for that game tomorrow night.
All right, we got to do our predictions.
Let's do it.
First game
now.
tonight, Arkansas and Gonzaga. Who are you taking?
Goodness gracious. Is President Clinton going?
That's a possibility. I did hear him on the TV today.
The First Lady's got COVID, so he's probably staying home. No, I'm gonna go with I can't even say that I watched a game that Arkansas has been involved in.
Yeah, they've had a pretty decent season, but again, Gonzaga's in my pool to win the whole thing, so I am going with Gonzaga.
All right, I'm rooting for you. Who else?
We've got the second game is Texas Tech and Duke.
Yeah, I'm just all in for Coach K.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping that.
Didn't Bobby Knight coach Texas Tech not too long ago, or was that Texas A&M, or who was he with?
It might have been. Hey, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
More homework, Matt. More homework.
Yeah.
Look up for me.
Let us know. So, I'm going to go with Duke.
Right, me also.
Yep, I'm going with my heart. All right, Tommy.
By the way, why are we going to a concert when it's probably one of the best college basketball games? What are we going to do?
Because this is only the Sweet 16. It's not the Final Four. You know,
I'm just trying to we went to bed at 4:30 in the morning.
I know. We're going to get home earlier tonight.
Yeah,
we're leaving the concert by 10.
Okay.
All right, we got Michigan, Villanova.
I'm so sick and tired of the Villanova people. They're all over me, and then at home they're in my house. I'm all for Michigan. You know what? And you know what? I like the fire that Howard has too. I don't know what that coach said to him. He took a swing at him. I like that. That was good Newark, New Jersey stuff there. I'm all in for Michigan.
All right, and I am going to go with I'm going with Villanova because they're in my pool, and I need to win this thing.
Ugh.
All right, and that last game of the night.
Such a front runner you are.
Well, listen, I bet with my money, not my heart. So,
right.
But I'm going to go. We got the final game tonight is Houston and is Arizona. And Tommy, your pick first.
I'm going to Arizona because my little baby girl, Brett, lived in Arizona for a couple years, so I'm going to Arizona.
And I'm going to do my best Charles Barkley right here. I'm going to go with Arizona, but Houston is the hot team right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they win. He always takes both, like no matter what happens, he seems to be right. So I'm going to go with Arizona, but I do think Houston has a chance because they're playing really good right now.
Barkley loves to do the guarantee.
Yeah.
You're becoming that. So our boy back in studio says that Bobby Knight coached Army, which I knew, obviously. He coached Indiana, and I was correct.
You were correct.
Texas Tech, I remember that. And Bobby Knight, man. Well,
yeah,
Coach
Bobby
K
won 138 games as the head coach at Texas Tech from 01 to 08.
Yeah, I remember that. You're right. Yeah. Then there was some kind of controversy, or they just got tired, or things were changing, and they didn't want that old school mentality. But Coach K lasted 42 years and started with Coach Knight, I believe, at Army.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So, again, I guess if I had to, other than St. Peter's, which I don't want to say, I'll root for that. I'll do a Barkley and root for Duke too. But they would be my second hopeful pick to win the whole thing, like you said, a sentimental reason. And I'm sure the networks are rooting for St. Peter's and a Duke, a lot of their action because I think the country's been smitten by St. Peter's, Jimmy. I really do.
Yeah, well, who was it last year? There was a team last year that had the sister. What was the sister Mary, whatever her name was?
Oh, yeah. Loyola.
Was it St. Mary's?
I forget, but you're right. She sat there behind the bench.
And I think they got to either the Final Four, the Elite Eight.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You never know, man. You never know.
But, there's a perfect example. If you don't win, nobody remembers who the hell you were.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Nobody remembers that the Yankees beat the Padres.
Yes, I do.
Oh, God. I'm just throwing our friends in San Diego. They got it too good anyway. They don't need any championships. They got their weather.
Yeah. So to go a little bit off subject, because you just mentioned whether Bill Clinton would be at the Arkansas game. Unfortunately, I don't think he will because, unfortunately, we have to have a little moment of silence for Madeleine Albright.
I know. I saw that yesterday.
Who passed away yesterday.
Yeah, that's... She was with Miami then. I'm going to have to fact check this too. I believe she was then the president of Miami University. And she was a special lady. And, again, it's like the Supreme Court nominee today. When you hear these, you are worthy, she was the first at what she did.
Yep.
When, it was all boys club. Listen, you're listening to a man that has 3 daughters. So all these women, I'll say it, they're smarter than us. Not only are they worthy, they have the tolerance and mental capacity. They should never have been second-class citizens. So God bless her, and may she rest in peace. Another pioneer, Madeleine Albright. But Sister Jean was Loyola. Boy, I'm on fire today.
Sister Jean, there we go.
Sister Jean
good,
Loyola
Tommy.
went to the Final Four that year. They lost to Michigan in the Final Four of the 2018 tournament.
Nice.
There we go.
Step up again tonight, Michigan. Step up again tonight. But that was 2018. Jimmy, there's a perfect thing with COVID, right? How a couple of years you forget. We watched so many Netflix series and Hulu and everything else. You just binge watched and you forget who It was in Super Bowls and World Series. Well, I didn't forget who the Dodgers won a 60-game season World Series, but that's another point.
Yeah, so as we progress, I mean, right now we're heavy baseball because we're down here in Tampa. We're going to some spring training games, and we have to remember starting in a couple weeks, we've got the NBA playoffs.
Right.
And, of course, then we're going to have the NHL playoffs. And that's going to be a great few months.
Back-to-back championships down here in Tampa.
Yep.
And although our Rangers upset them, I wouldn't call it an upset. I mean, in any sport, again, I mean, are they going to three-peat? I mean, that's if you want to talk about that, you Tampa hockey fans, 727-518-0820. We're live. If you're in the car, give us a call. Tell me if you think that the Lightning are going to win their third Stanley Cup. Remember in the days in Long Island where the Islanders were so dominant, right, Jimmy?
Yep.
Potvin and Bossy and, oh, my God, I am getting old. But they were the last team, I think, that won 3 or 4. And then Edmonton, your boy who eventually became the captain of the Rangers, Messier, he was on Edmonton and Gretzky, and they dominated for a while. So it hasn't been a while. It's been a while since somebody's done that, but I could see the Lightning. They're a big, strong team. Robin and I were there the other night. They look great.
Yeah,
they really look great.
They're currently in second place in the Atlantic Division. So
yeah,
they got the Panthers, the Maple Leafs, the Lightning, the Bruins, the Red Wings.
Florida's dominating the NHL right now with Panthers and.
But I'm sorry, Tommy. The Rangers are third also. So.
Exactly.
And they did beat your Tampa Bay Lightning when you were there. So.
Well, now they're my Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
I'm trying to support the
for
station.
That night, for that night you were.
Well, we had a shirt on. We tried to take the picture from the neck up, but I was trying to tell Robin the story when you go to the Garden. There was nothing greater than when I grew up as a kid, and it was the Boston Bruins, and there was literally heavyweight fights going on in the stands in the blue seats. But the funny part was the Islanders were dominating. Then they had a guy on the team of Potvin. And all of a sudden, the Ranger fans just started saying Potvin sucks.
Yeah.
And if you go to a Garden, you do go to the Garden game. Still, 40 years later, when there's a lull on the action or something's going on, they start chanting Potvin sucks 40 years later. So there's nothing like, again, going to the greatest arena in the world and watching the Knicks or the Big Eight, or the Big East, I should say. But we're on the Big Eight. But the Garden's a special place, and can't wait for the Lightning to come and visit us, in New York City.
Yeah, we'll see.
But can we be both fans now? How does that work? Or it's like we're being political. Like I can't. Well, I'll root for you if my team's not against you, but
exactly.
I can't all of a sudden say I'm a Lightning Buccaneer fan and Rays fan.
I think that's it. It's one of those things that being a New York guy and playing for the Yankees and everything else, and doing some stuff with the Mets, and but when it comes to football. I love the Giants.
Right.
I was a huge Eli Manning fan, and I got to meet Eli. And
you mean St. Peter's ambassador?
Exactly. And
right.
But I also liked when I was in town to go to the Jets games, and everybody would be like, "Oh, you're a Giants fan." I'm like, "No, I'm a New York fan. I like New York teams." Now, if it came down to the Jets playing the Giants, yeah, okay, I'm rooting for the Giants. Just like with the Yankees and Mets, I root for the Mets to do good. I root for the Yankees to do good. I want both of them to have a great season. But when they play each other, I'm going to root for the Yankees. So I think that's okay. And I always said, when New York sports are good on both sides, the city's better, everything's better. Everybody's.
You said it yesterday when the Mets and Yankees had the Subway Series. It was like the city really didn't sleep. It was amazing. Everybody was on so edge. Everybody was walking around with Met and Yankee hats on, majority Yankee hats. But, Matt, our studio man, is telling me he's an Islander fan at heart because that's where he grew up, but he's also now supporting Tampa, which I can appreciate. But you must have had a rough life, Matt, being a Met fan.
Well, with the three teams I root for, it wasn't easy. Mets, Jets, and Islanders, but
yeah, you're loyal at least. You're loyal.
The situation now is I have to support the Lightning, except for when they play the Islanders.
That's fair. That's what we were just saying, But I went to the Garden the other night. I didn't feel like putting my Rangers shirt on because I would have caught a beating probably. So. But anyway, tonight it's all about March Madness. And, we talked about this the other day. It doesn't really matter how good you are or where you're ranked. People are playing on their heels when they're expected to win, and then they're in this silly thing we call March Madness because the underdog knows that if they get a little momentum going, you're one and done. And I would say these favorite teams tonight, although they're close, a lot of them are close in talent, they're petrified. They don't want to go home yet. Everybody wants you play to get into the Final Four. It's that simple. And I'm sure Coach K has a lot of emotions going on.
Yes.
This could be his last game that he ever coaches. And, like you said, I wonder who shows up for him tonight. I wonder if he'll get the same, all the ex-players coming again. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be quite a few, but you can imagine that we talk about what Coach K's pressure is. But what about these players who, if they don't win, they're going to be known as the last guys that lost.
Right. They're letting down
Coach K's last game.
Incredible alumni.
And I will say this, the night that they had, when Coach K was coaching, it was his last game at Duke, they lost that game. And it was to North Carolina.
Yep.
And the best speech he ever gave, I thought, he came out and he said, you know what, we're sorry that we played the way we did tonight, that we didn't bring you a win, but I am more proud of these guys than anybody could ever possibly be. And I think that's such an important part of leadership as far as coaching goes. That says, you know what, I can say we weren't good tonight, but I know that we have something even bigger and better that we're going to be building for. And I think he did a great job of getting.
Although he did say to him, I love you guys, but I'm mad at you right now, the way you played. But, there's a man, when it's time to go, they'll be able to say he made a difference. And what I mean by that is he changed a lot of people's lives.
Yes. And not even basketball.
Not even basketball. So good luck again, Coach K. Fellow Pollock. Let's go get him, Duke. Go Duke.
Yeah.
So,
going to be some good games tonight. Did you see last night? Did you watch the highlights on ESPN? And did you see the big fight with the Heat last night?
I saw it, and the funny part is I forget what player said. Well, if we're not fighting on the bench, we're not doing the right thing. I was confused by that.
Yeah.
But that sometimes I'm sure you can talk about without anybody. There was a couple good brawls on the bench or in the dugout or in the locker room. People get frustrated with each other once in a while, and it's getting late in the season. So,
well, Eric Spoelstra came out afterwards and he said, "Hey, listen, we're a feisty bunch of guys,
right?
We get after it with each other."
I know that there's no secret that all of us who have brothers, we've been toe-to-toe at one time or another in our life, even though I don't know if I could love my brother more than anybody. There was days where when we were growing up, you did it. So those guys are like brothers,
And it was funny because, Jimmy Butler's the one that kind of got it going, and you don't realize how big Udonis Haslem is until he starts getting a little fired up and he was the one that actually went after Jimmy Butler. I don't know what exactly. They didn't really go into detail what was said or what was gone, but I did like the fact that when Eric Spoelstra came on his press conference, he didn't blame somebody. He just said, "Hey, we love each other, but we're fighting. We're just like a bunch of brothers. We fight each other."
Yeah, and usually you bond together then and go out and make a difference on the court or win the game. A lot of times, you got to shake it up.
But I will say this: it does make it easier to talk about when you're in first place.
Yes, it does. The Big 820 AM, 727-518-0820. Call us again, 727-518-0820. Tommy Setner, Jimmy Leyritz, Robin Delory on call, and we'll be back.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles.
All right, we're clear.
Here's Dan Beyer.
Yesterday, Tyreek Hill was traded by the Kansas City Chiefs to the Miami Dolphins, where he signed a new 4-year extension. Today, Hill introduced as the newest Fin.
I just want to give a shout-out, man, to Brett Veach, Andy Reid, for just doing this, man, for myself, understanding the circumstances there in KC, and to the guys here, Coach McDaniels, Chris Greer, and even the owner, Mr. Ross.
Kansas City didn't waste any time in trying to find a replacement for Hill. They have agreed to terms on a contract with wide receiver Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Reports say it's a 3-year deal worth $30 million. NFL Network says incentives could push it to $36 million. The Suns are getting Chris Paul back tonight against the Nuggets after he missed 15 games with a thumb injury. Bucks without Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton tonight against the Wizards. John Morant's going to miss his 3rd straight game tonight against the Pacers because of his sore knee. Well, no DeMar DeRozan for the Bulls as they take on the Pelicans. Sweet 16 tonight in the NCAA tournament.
This is the Big 8.
Sports, news, information, and entertainment.
820 WWBA. The Big 8. Here's one you don't want to miss. The first ever baseball, bourbon, and cigars. Friday, March 25th at the Garden of the Ybor City Museum State Park. The Florida Sports Hall of Fame and Tampa Baseball Museum at the Al Lopez House presents an evening to celebrate Tampa's history with baseball legends, cigar rollers, Latin cuisine, and entertainment all included. Lou Piniella and Wade Boggs will host along with many other baseball greats. And there's a special price right now if you log on. Here's the website, FLASportsHOF.org. That's FLASportsHOF.org.
It's been a few years since I started as a patient at Center for Men's Health, otherwise known as C4MH.com. It's Frank, and since the beginning, I've told you that Dr. James D. Raspino said one of the immediate changes you'll notice is a better mood. And I totally agree. Mood is one of the most significant changes that patients feel after starting testosterone replacement therapy. My coworkers and my wife, they all agree. Despite the stress of everyday life and of the last couple of years, my mood and attitude and general outlook on life continues to improve. Not to mention the physical benefits of testosterone replacement therapy, like better workouts and recovery, improved muscle mass, and relationship improvements. See, when your mood improves, all those physical benefits become a lot easier. So don't wait. Get your testosterone levels checked at C4MH.com today. You'll be so glad that you did. Just $45 gets you lab work and an exam, so you'll know if treatment can help you. C4MH.com. They are the leaders in low T care.
A portion of the upcoming broadcast is brought to you in part by the law firm of Catania and Catania, award-winning personal injury, auto, and motorcycle accident attorneys, serving Tampa Bay families for over 28 years. Offices Tampa, not attorney spokesman.
I would like to introduce to you at this time
The King and the Cop. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Welcome back to The King and the Cop. Jimmy Leyritz, the King, Tommy Setner, the Cop, and Robin Delory on assignment. Jimmy, opening day's coming up April 7th, and I just got chills. I just read something. It's great. Yankees, Red Sox. You ready?
Yeah, give it to me.
Former Red Sox third baseman Will Middlebrooks played a role in recruiting Trevor Story, who signed a 6-year, $140 million deal with Boston this week, and started off the pitch with the direct shot at the New Yorkers. I was selling it for days, Middlebrook told the Boston Globe, referring to getting Story on the team. He had with the two-time All-Star shortstop. I laid it out. I said, look, you got to come here, man. New York smells like garbage, and they have rats the size of Shetland ponies. You don't want to go there. Well, I'll tell you something, Mr. Middlebrooks. Boston still sucks after all these years. Jimmy, this rivalry is great. The only thing missing is Nettles dumping Bill Lee upside down, or Munson against Fisk, but it's never stopped.
How about Pedro's Who's Your Daddy?
Who's Your Daddy? How about Pedro? And he explained it years later and knocking an 80-year-old man on his ass, Don Zimmer. But, I mean, but then you've had the Mr. Roger Clemens go from the Red Sox and win a World Series with the Yankees, and Mr. Boggs. And so what is that rivalry really like?
Well, you know what? I love it because we just got done talking to Jeff Nelson, and we just got talking about last year's playoff game where he said, they were down and there was no energy. There was no nothing.
Yeah.
This can start heating this thing back up again, getting this rivalry going. People always said, was the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry really that big? And we're going to talk about this tomorrow, because I just got an email from Jeffrey Lyons to confirm that he's going to come on tomorrow at 5:30 and talk about the top 10 movies of all time.
Nice.
As part of our Grammy segment tomorrow going in, giving some tributes, giving some kudos to the Grammys. But the reason I say that is Jeffrey Lyons, the only reason he would write my book is because I was a Red Sox. He's a huge Red Sox fan. Unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about the Red Sox again tomorrow, but we will.
I hope he's listening right now, because I'm not letting Middlebrooks get off. You're no Adonis, so before you be calling people fat rats in New York and everything, slow down, big guy. Slow down.
The beauty of I want to see this rivalry get going again, because for so many years lately it's been these guys are buddies. They all talk to each other.
I know.
And things like that. I mean, I remember when we played TC, if I saw Mike Greenwell or one of the Boston guys at the time at a bar or a restaurant somewhere, we were fighting. We didn't like each other. It was that heated of a rivalry. And I know people say, "Oh, it shouldn't be like that anymore. You should be so."
Why?
Yeah, and I'm like, why not?
Why not?
We're competing. We're trying to win something.
I know the old theory is, we don't want to hurt each other. We're in the same union. I get all that and everything. But when you go in 9 innings, you know what? Like, how about boxers hug at the end of a fight? It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Let's mix it up. Come on, Yankees, step up. Make a statement to that statement. I mean, protect your city, for goodness. Hey, Mayor Adams, do me a favor. Come out and go after Boston's mayor right now. Really, rats-infested city? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You couldn't be a Yankee, Middlebrooks. You couldn't be a Yankee.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it.
All right, that was my fan speech for the day.
I love it. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great weekend. I get a chance to go to see on opening day the Yankee Red Sox, and then I get to get on a plane and head to the Masters for 2 days.
Wait a minute. When was that confirmed?
Yeah, I just got another thing while we were sitting here.
So you're taking off Friday while I'm in the studio and you're at Augusta.
Well, there's a good chance that I might be able to have a computer while I'm at Augusta and be able to come live from the Masters. And you know what? I might be able to grab somebody.
So is it going to sound like this? I'm Jim Layer. It's the King. Hello, friends. I'm at the Masters on assignment.
Hey, we got to be quiet because,
right, so
he's getting ready to putt.
It's bad enough Robin Delory's on assignment. Now you're going to Augusta.
It's not
Adam. It's going to be me, you, and Matt. That's it.
Yes.
That's all. I'll be reporting. I'll get the report like I hear. I gotta be quiet, but right now, Phil Mickelson's not here.
Yeah, unfortunately, if I do decide, if I am able to be on the show that day, I will not be in the Masters because you're not allowed to have a phone, much less a computer.
So there's my answer. I'll talk to you Monday after it's over.
Yeah, but it's 4:00. So
that's true.
I might be off the course by then.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a Friday. So it's not that big of a deal, they're just making the cut on Friday. So
I'm taking a shot at this too. I think I'm 4 for 4. But where is the PGA this week? Is it Dell or they're playing?
They're in the Dell. Yep.
They're playing against one and done, right? They're playing against each other. That format.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's interesting. I saw Paul Casey had to withdraw after 2 holes. He made some mistake. I didn't finish. Paul Casey's. You talked about him defending his title. A couple of years ago, back 17 and 18, I think. But he's
the Valspar, yeah.
Yeah, he's a guy they always talk about that's a favor for the majors, and he just ends up in the red zone, as they say in football.
Did we pick? Oh, yeah, we did pick a winner for the Masters, didn't you?
I got Justin Thomas.
Yeah, I made my pick, and I think I want to renege on it.
Oh, and here we go.
I've had an opportunity to do a little more research.
Well, now that you're going.
Yeah, now that I'm going.
On assignment.
I think I might go with Morikawa.
Really?
Yep. I think I'm making a change.
He's clutch.
Yep. I think it's.
He's got no nerve. He's ice in his veins. He really does. But I don't know. One thing about me, I say something, I stick with it. Unlike Laritz, who's front runner, even tonight's March Madness, he's jumping all over.
Yeah, but I couldn't. Listen.
Blames his pool.
Without even looking at your paper.
You did.
Okay, I said Justin Thomas, and you already had him picked. So
right.
You got to give me a little bit of leeway.
We can root for the same guy.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. The king of the cop. Nope.
You're gonna kick yourself for that. So again, this concert tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Lords of Flatbush.
What's it called? A show or a concert?
It's a concert. The Lords of Flatbush.
Oh my goodness! What kind of seating? Like, are we going to be crunched in, or? You've been getting. I'm spoiled. The last 3 days, I'm walking around with a VP. I get anything I want when I'm with you.
We're still groupies. We're part of the band.
We are.
We're part of the band. We get to hang out with the band tonight, and they said, because we're going to be on until 6:00, and they said, listen, get there as soon as you can. We'll bring you backstage so you guys can hang out with us. So
I don't want to sound like Robin, but I have nothing to wear. I don't know the last time I've been to a concert because we've been all in, seclusion for the last 2 years. I'm not sure when I've been.
Well, this is my first concert because normally when we were not in seclusion before COVID hit, our buddy John Anthony from A1 Tickets, he has at the Jones Beach, he has a suite, and I get to go to all those concerts. And it's mostly country, which is even better for me because I'm a country music guy.
Me too.
Hey,
John Anthony, why don't you call us? Because I'm just hearing you're in Jones Beach. But what about New Jersey Pack in New Jersey? Does he have them there also? Because it's the same series.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He doesn't have the suite there, but
why not? Because it's New Jersey.
It's New Jersey. We don't get over it. Long Island to New Jersey is a long hike, man. There's
no reason to go to Long Island. None, zero. I remember when we would go out and play the Long Island Ducks, and it just felt there was no easy way of getting there. By the way, great franchise, Long Island Ducks. Shout out to Frank Bolton, who I know is more than involved in Villanova. So,
well, I'm looking forward to this because I have not seen the Lords of Flatbush, and
I have not either.
I mean, I'm a big Billy Joel fan. I love Billy Joel, and
me too.
I'm really kind of curious on what music they're going to play.
But who sings?
You asked me that last night, and I was like, you know what? We never had a chance to go back and talk to him, so I couldn't ask that question. I do not know.
I'm going to go because it's very gracious to again be the guest of Jimmy Leyritz and his friends. I wish I had Robin Delory. I could push her out on the stage and do a little Billy Joel song tonight, you know?
There you go.
Last time she sang was in the Garden. Did I just say that again? Yeah, Madison Square Garden, the greatest arena in the world. But I don't know. Right now she's a techie at home. She probably wants to fight the world because she can't get
She's preparing the studio for tomorrow's.
Fighting the Russians right now. She's on with Homeland Security right now, trying to figure out why the Delory compound
is under attack.
Is under attack. That's the bottom line. It's under attack. Leyritz, the King, and Setner will be on their way home tomorrow, and her hair will be on fire, but I'm sure, as she always does, she'll solve the problem with Adam helping. Adam, you can't go sing anywhere tonight. You got to get us on the air tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the concert, and all kidding aside, that's nice. It'll be a nice night. But I'm also looking forward to getting a little bit of, I'm sure we'll have our phones on looking at the scores.
Yes. Yeah, well, the good thing is I have my DirecTV app on my phone, so we can definitely have it right there. And if it looks like an interesting game, just like we did the other night in the McDonald's parking lot.
For 45 minutes.
For 45 minutes, we watched the end of the TCU game. If it's a close game, we can pull it up on our phones, and that's the beauty of this technology.
Good old McDonald's. It's like Carl Lewis. It runs right through you. But anyway, too much info.
I know. I just, you know what? I just realized I just gave that away. And if my wife gets a hold of that, I went to McDonald's, I'm in a lot of trouble.
You're in big trouble. Hey, let me ask you a question. When St. Peter's wins, who do we play? I didn't even look at it. You have it in front of you. I just can't see it.
I think St. Peter's, the way the brackets are turned out, they'll play the winner of Providence, Kansas.
Oh, wow. That's not cool. Well, I got to look that up. That's not fair. I mean, now we got two teams, Providence and...
Timmy's right. The winner of Kansas, the winner of St. Hold on, let me double check.
Give it to us, Maddie. Give it to us.
Give us the brackets.
All right, so St. Peter's and Purdue is tonight. The winner of that game gets the winner of North Carolina, UCLA.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll go slap North Carolina around, too. You know.
Oh, you think they're going to beat UCLA?
Not really. I was rooting for UCLA, but, North Carolina, that's two unbelievable schools of tradition.
Don't give it away because we haven't picked our predictions for tomorrow. We're doing that for tomorrow.
Yeah, but I thought I mentioned I can't change. Somebody will fact check me. I think I said UCLA yesterday because of their program, but I'm going to wear my high top Jordans tomorrow. I don't think they match my outfit. Robin, if you're listening, any chance you could get me a matching outfit for St. Peter's tomorrow? Not that we haven't been following St. Peter's all year in New Jersey. We got a ton of Seton Hall garb home. But, yeah.
I'll be sporting my jersey.
I know you will. So, so what's the plan? We leave here, we go to the concert, we're there for a little bit, and then we go watch the last game? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to the hotel, watch the game.
I forgot. Who's the last game tonight?
9 o'clock is Texas Tech Duke, and we'll probably be able to catch the end of that.
Good.
And then Houston, Arizona's at 9:59, so we'll be able to watch pretty much that whole game. So it'll be another late night, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then we got to get up and get on a plane, and that's always that's the next subject when we come back from a break. How about we're going to break in 90 seconds, but I'll start this conversation. You're not supposed to start something unless you can finish. Why are we still wearing a mask on a plane?
I heard April 18th.
That doesn't do us any good for tomorrow morning.
Yeah. April 18th. My wife was upset because originally they said they were talking about April 1st or something like that, and she flies to Paris on April 1st, and she was hoping not to have to wear a mask all the way to Paris and from California. So
now here's a question, and I should know the answer. Who decides when we don't have to wear a mask on the plane anymore?
Well, this is my question. Okay.
We're still waiting, Dr. Fauci. We thought you were calling in.
How about let's just pick April 18th?
Right. Why 18th? Right. We're going to April 18th.
If it's going to be okay, then why isn't it okay? Right.
You know what would be fun? Like United will say, we're April 12th.
Yeah.
American Airlines will be April. It'll become a bidding war which plane you get onto. Again, not minimizing the virus.
No.
Under no circumstances. But,
all right.
my grandson had to wear a mask. He's 2 years old on the plane. Really? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I keep his, I don't know. It's just terrible, but you have good strategy. We're allowed to drink and eat on the plane, right?
Yes, we are. And I told you.
I
just buy a big bag of peanuts and then just eat one at a time.
We got a 2.5-hour peanut barrage here tomorrow.
Not that I want to break the rules or anything. No, nothing like that.
No, we're not rule breakers because God knows we can't get in trouble when we arrive back in Newark. We'll have no JUICE juice. We'll end up in the paddy wagon.
And Tommy, I am going to wear my Newark police pullover that you gave me.
I have mine on today.
And yours on today. I'll have mine on tomorrow. So
I have mine on for my brothers and sisters in Newark.
Yes.
Who have been kind enough to been sending me congratulation messages and are listening on Facebook Live and YouTube. And
we have a half hour left, and we've got 727-518-0820. The Big 8, 8:20 a.m. WWBA Sports Talk South Florida. Jim Leyritz, Tommy Setner, the King of the Cop. We'll be back.
Follow your bracket here.
All right, we're good.
Foul shots, three-pointers, and buzzer beaters are heard here. NCAA college basketball plays here. Your exclusive home for March Madness. 96.7 FM Tampa, 98.3 FM Pinellas, AM 820, the Big 8. Powered by SportsTalkFlorida.com.
A lawsuit is a devastating process for families. It can be an emotional roller coaster ride. There is a law firm in Tampa Bay that practices with this in mind. That law firm is Catania & Catania. We know and handle personal injury law for families with care. If it's an auto accident, medical malpractice, nursing home negligence, unsafe working conditions, or motorcycle accidents, the law firm of Catania & Catania will take care of the process worry-free from start to finish. Many victims don't even realize they can claim compensation for their loss until they talk to us. Catania & Catania only represent private individuals. We treat every case as if it's going to trial. Putting families first is more than just a slogan. It's our way of practicing law. It's our commitment to you. Remember, we don't get paid if you don't get paid. So go to CataniaCatania.com, award-winning, over 28 years, and family first. Catania & Catania, personal injury, auto accident, and motorcycle accident attorneys.
Attorney spokeswoman.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her. Me. You lost me there, buddy. Steelman pills. Things weren't always looking up, if you catch my drift. So, my doctor prescribed me a little something. Like Viagra? Yeah, but that's expensive, and it wasn't covered by my insurance. Steelman pills cost me less than $3 a pill, and virtually the same effect. I just called and got over 40 pills for only $99. I have this friend who might be looking and... Well, if your friend wants some help, the consultation is free over the phone. No clinic. Steelman Pills sends it in the mail in a confidential package. I'm on it. I mean, my friend will be on it.
Steelman Pills, going the extra mile to help men with erectile dysfunction.
800-748-6805. 800-748-6805. 800-748-6805. That's 800-748-6805.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to, including in-home aids, telephone appointments with your doctors, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available, and it's a free call to enroll. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare benefits line now. It's easy. Call 800-437-7740. 800-437-7740. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aids, and telemedicine. Some plans may have a $0 monthly premium or zero copays for big out-of-pocket savings. Not all Medicare Advantage plans are alike. The new plans have more benefits for many people. Call 800-437-7740. 800-437-7740. 800-437-7740.
It's time to get back to the show. The King and the Cop continues with Tommy, Jimmy, and Robin.
What are they talking about?
They talking about, says Robin Delory, back at King and the Cop, and we're excited to be with you on our fourth show. You know, one of the interesting things on this King and the Cop, we bounce around from sports, and we usually throw a cop segment in there. And I read an interesting thing just the other day is that Chris Tillman, who played for the Chicago Bears and played 13 seasons in NFL, decided once he retired that he was going to become an FBI agent, and successfully did. And I think that's pretty cool, and would love to hear your thoughts out there, my cop friends. 727-518-0820 at the Big 8, 820 AM WWBA, and we're Sports Talk Florida. But, you know, that's pretty cool when somebody can have an incredible, successful career like that and then decide, I'm sure he doesn't really need to work. I'm not watching his money, as they say, but it's pretty cool that he would dedicate and put himself in, and you got to say it, in harm's way, and become an FBI agent and try to make a change in that. So, you know, it's pretty good stuff. You know, Matt, that's probably one that we should look into. I'm not sure how many successful athletes or any athletes leave their sports career and then go into law enforcement. That's pretty cool. I do know one, and I'm mistaking his name, and I will find out, but I know that he pitched for the Atlanta Braves for a little bit, and he's currently a Port Authority of New York, New Jersey cop, so that's cool. So some people do many things in life, and that's pretty cool. My man Adam's over here trying to figure out all the gremlins back in Florham Park. The Russians attacked our home studio, but his second job. So how many dates now are you going to be singing there, Mr. Adam? What do you got?
I'm going to be there every Wednesday, every single Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. And then this coming Sunday, I got a spot at Four Stacks Brewing in Apollo Beach, Florida. I'm going to be there from 4 to 7.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's good stuff, right? You feeling good about that?
I'm feeling really good about it. I'm finally, you know.
But you come from a music family, don't you?
Yeah, my father was actually the lead guitarist of Rare Earth for a while there.
That's pretty awesome. So your dad teach you, or?
Yeah, he taught me the vast majority of all the mixing and mastering, audio engineering that I know.
Right.
I'm pretty much mostly self-taught instruments-wise. I mean, he showed me a little bit of stuff, but I've been playing guitar since I was 10, drums since I was 5, and piano since I was 14, so I wouldn't have wanted to do it if it wasn't for him.
That's nice. That's good to hear. You know, like my dad, you know, I followed in his footsteps as a cop, and it's pretty cool. It's something you'll be able to share,
For
you
sure.
know, for all the different stories, how it was when he was going through it at your age and what you're doing now. So
it's a classic story of my dad did it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back, buddy.
We had an electric car emergency at home in California. My wife could not figure out how to charge my electric car.
This could become a commercial here right now.
I think I'm going to need Vicky.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Vicky Ziegler is our she's got a great family law practice back in New Jersey. She's currently on vacation. She'll be with us next week. But that's the joke on the air here. When I'm in trouble with Robin or Jimmy is, we go, we need Vicky. We need to. She's one of the best mediators I know. So.
It's like, hey, babe, I'm on my last segment. I got to get back. She's, oh, you can bother me at work anytime you want to.
A little different. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it's all good. All good.
All right. So what about the backup car?
Well, no, she's at Target ready to charge the car. And she's like, it won't do it. And I had to walk her through the whole thing again. So.
No good deed goes unpunished, as they say.
Exactly. These new technology.
Jimmy, I was telling you I was telling our listeners while you were gone. Charles Tillman, who played in the NFL for 13 years, decided after he retired to become an FBI agent, which is pretty honorable. You know, to put himself, I said, in harm's way. You know, so I'm interested. Maybe we can get him on as a guest. I'm sure we can get him on as a guest. I spent a few years detailed to the FBI, and you know, back in the days when nobody really shared information, it's come a long way now. I mean, everybody's sharing information and trying to all row in the same boat and do the right thing as far as local and state and federal authorities. So good luck to him. Stay safe, and we're going to have to reach out to him because I want to know what triggered that in his head, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, when you're part of a team and you play a team sport or something like that, or you're an athlete, you miss the camaraderie, you miss the team type of atmosphere, and you know, to be part of something that you're making a difference, and you can use, you know, you can go out and do that says a lot because
I agree.
It's
I always said to you, my favorite thing was, you know, I miss my partners and my partner, Jerry Knapp. I know he's a regular. He listens. And I lost my 2 partners. We drove 4 in a car in the narcotics squad. And I had 2 mentors, Bobby Avalone and Jay DuPont. And I lost them both very early ages. And it still crushes me. But Jerry Knapp and I, we just went to dinner the other night, and, you talk about the old war stories like you do with Nelly and you did with Boggsy. And, there's a lot in common with athletes and cops. You have this camaraderie, and it lasts forever. And the war stories, it doesn't matter if it was something that happened in the street as a cop or on the ball field. And when I owned the Newark Bears, and you and I and Tim Raines and Ron Karkovice and Torres and Tony Ferrara and Mark Skeels, who was on yesterday or the day before, he's back out practicing law. We'd sit there at 1:30 in the morning, and just the camaraderie was incredible. And that, like you said, we'd go to Top Steiner together. We'd do all these things. So that filled a void, It really filled a big void. So I can get, you're probably spot on. Tillman probably misses it and taking on a whole new career for probably several reasons. But one of them could be he's going to have a whole new band of brothers and sisters, for the next 20 years. So good for him. Wish him the best of luck. Stay safe. So what else we got, brother? We're limping to the finish line here because you got me going to a concert on 2 hours sleep, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
But it was a good meal.
Oh my God!
Listen, I can't thank that. Thank me.
Wait a minute,
Robin.
Is that Robin Delory from Russia?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh my God, we can hear you.
I figured it out.
No way.
I mean, I don't really know how much better of a
Well, here's the deal.
person I could be. I mean,
Michelle.
I'm doing everything.
I know you are.
I do everything.
But you got to understand,
everything.
Michelle just called. She couldn't figure out how to get the electric car started.
Charging.
I heard that, and that was precisely the reason that
it takes a woman
can never get one.
But it takes a woman to always, she figured it out. She figured it out, and you figured it out. So does that mean Jimmy can just go and
YouTube it? You have to YouTube it. That's how I learn everything.
That's exactly. Google it, and you'll learn.
That's right.
That's how I learned the vast majority of things.
Except somehow cooking doesn't translate. I screw that up every time.
Well, you screw that up because the kids don't want to eat anything, but I enjoy your meals.
Thank you, Tommy.
I'm not saying you have to do a home cooked meal for Jimmy and I tomorrow. Because
that's no, my kitchen's clean.
All right, are we doing a St. Peter's little party tomorrow?
Yeah, we're having a party. Tracy's coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
No Villanova fans. I'm telling you that right now. I don't want any Villanova in the house. They're bad luck.
Well,
I'm not going to.
I mean, the Colonel may come up. He supports.
I heard
the Colonel may come up, as in my brother. And
listen.
They're coming to see Jimmy, though. I don't know if they're coming to see St. Peter. Got to be honest. I only have 3 sweatshirts to give out. Go ahead.
I can't. I got this studio ready for all of us tomorrow.
Right.
So I moved everything around with the dog, getting in the way at every turn.
Put him down.
So and then I had this microphone, if you can see,
we can't
over on the other side. Can you see me?
No, we're not. We're just doing radio. We're not on.
Oh.
But you know what? I'm going to try to plug you in so we can see you. But
no, it's all right, hon. It doesn't matter.
Appreciate that.
I'm depressed.
I'll buy you a present.
It's fine. I'm all stressed out.
I brought you a
How's
t-shirt.
your show today? How was your show?
Fantastic. We had Jeff Nelson, 4-time World Series champion. Thank you for putting that out there this morning.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
Jimmy figured out how to get his car started without gas in it. And Michelle's stuck at Target right now, so he'll be getting a full-fledged verbal beating on the way to our concert tonight. And
yes, I will.
You're complaining right now, justified, because this is not your wife hat. This is your work hat that you're upset about. I get it.
I don't even know how I got any of these jobs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how I'm even here.
You want me to lay you off?
I don't get it.
Do you want me to lay you off or no?
Well, pay me first and then lay me off.
Pay you? Let's not even get into that. The DoorDash bill for the kids every month is enough for a salary. Slow down.
No,
I bartered. Can you
technically get fired if you don't get paid?
Well, I bartered your skills. I bartered. I have to feed those 2 animals in the house every night. And I'm not talking our dogs.
So, Robin, I don't know if you heard. I'm sure you did because you've been listening. But we have Jeffrey Lyons coming on tomorrow, the movie critic. And
you got him to come on. He wrote your book.
Yes, he wrote my book, and
I remember.
And he's going to come on and give us his top 10 all-time sports movies in lieu of getting ready for the Grammys that are going to be coming up soon, or the Oscars.
That's awesome.
What's your favorite
fact,
sports movie?
Grammys, the Oscars.
The Oscars. What's your favorite, Robin? What's your favorite?
Well, favorite movie?
Sports, not favorite movie. What's sports?
Favorite sports movie of all time.
Of all time.
I liked Field of Dreams a lot. I watched The Sandlot a lot because of the kids.
Right.
But as an adult, I think I liked Field of Dreams.
See, that kind of surprises me. That surprises me because I figured you being a football mom, Blindside might be the one that you really, really liked.
Or how about
was
Rudy?
great.
How about Rudy?
Rudy.
I liked Rudy too. I really did, guys. But I
Let me ask you a question, Rob. Let me ask you a question, then I'll let you have the last couple minutes.
No, I don't need the last couple minutes.
This is
Go
my
ahead.
gut. This is my gut. Like, I mean, the movie Rudy was great, but we celebrating a guy that didn't play.
Yeah, I know.
I never understood
That's
that.
not what it's about.
Let's make a movie about Jimmy Leyritz. He walked on to Kentucky and he went on to hit 2 of the greatest home runs in Yankee history.
That's not what it's about, Tommy.
What is it about then? We celebrate a guy who failed.
No,
That's not what it's about. Come on, you know better. Fashem.
Fashem. 727-518-0820. I'm kidding. Rudy was
Because it was we're getting.
But
ready
Rudy
for the
didn't make it.
Oscars.
Rudy didn't make it. Wait a minute. Rudy didn't make it. And Invincible, Vinny Papal, the movie about Vince Papal, he tried out as a bartender and he wound up making a difference with the Eagles. That outweighs Rudy.
No, but you're saying that Rudy didn't make a difference. He inspired so many people.
Who?
You didn't even have to be an athlete to be inspired by that story. Never give up, perseverance. The brotherhood of a team, the brotherhood
saying
of
in
man.
jest. I said I set it up like a lawyer. The first thing I said today is, as Senator Booker said yesterday, you are worthy. Everybody's worthy and should be able to control their own destiny and try hard. Today, you are worthy because you wouldn't give up for an hour and 45 minutes. Let us be on TV here or YouTube and doing a radio show, and you got us up running for tomorrow.
I hope so.
So we're going to buy you a present.
I truly hope so.
Jimmy's going to buy you a present. I'm not.
There you go. I'll get
I'm like the jack of all trades, master of none.
I don't know what you just did, but now I can only hear in my right ear. So the Russians
See
are
what I
now,
mean?
they have arrived in
See?
Tampa. They've arrived in Tampa because I can't hear myself now. So
I end up screwing everything up in the long run, but I never give up.
You know, Biden's over there talking to European leaders. He's got to get this straightened out. We cannot, under any circumstances, let Putin affect our show tomorrow. We just can't. It's just not right.
All right, so I'm not going to ask you the questions.
Go ahead. Ask.
Nope, I threw them up already. They're done.
They're gone. You got
I
three.
had trivia questions for you. I thought you guys were going to find it funny.
Go ahead.
Let's
3
do
minutes.
the word in edgewise.
Let's
3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes.
Go ahead.
I threw the papers. Hold on.
Don't throw anything. It'll knock a wire off and we'll
All
be
right,
off the air.
ready?
Go.
Yes,
Ready?
go for it.
What's the name of Meatloaf's character in the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Who cares? I don't even
Well, that
know.
was for you, Tommy, because you played softball with him.
Oh, you said Meatloaf?
Yes.
God rest his soul. I miss Mr. Loaf. Talk about a
Nobody
great
knows?
Adam. Talk about a legend.
Adam's going crazy. He's like,
I know it. I love the Rocky Horror.
I never saw Rocky Horror in my life. I played softball with the guy. That was it.
oh wait, I kind of remember.
Jimmy's looking it up. He's cheating.
She can't see this.
Well, I can't let you show me up. What was the answer?
I don't even know.
These
No,
two guys
Eddie.
don't know. What? Give me something else.
Eddie, that was it. That was it.
Why don't you just
All
tell
right.
me? Go ahead. You got to give a hint.
This is for you, Tommy. And if you get it wrong, you're going to be in a lot of trouble with your grandson.
Go ahead.
What object was Toy Story's Woody originally? A ventriloquist dummy. B, a puppet. C, a clown doll. D, a nesting doll.
I don't know. All I do is sing.
It was a clown doll.
It was a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh.
Maxie, don't
Yeah.
ever forget this. You got a friend in me, my grandson. I love
Yes.
you. I miss
Love
my
it.
Quinny and I miss my Sadie Joy.
Hold on, I had a Godfather one.
The Godfather's a good question. Hit me with it. I'm good with that.
She's finding the paper.
She's finding the
again.
paper.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me or what? I thought you were.
Threw 'em. She only grabbed the one.
Yeah. Where'd the paper go? Across the hall? Kano, are you still there?
She's putting her earphones in.
Ready?
We've been ready for about 45 seconds. You just had dead air. We got 2 minutes.
This is
2 minutes.
Which professional athlete was considered for the lead in the Terminator? A.
I thought we were
Dan
doing
Marino.
Godfather.
B. I should have done sports. B. Mike Tyson. C. O.J. Simpson. D. Wayne Gretzky.
Well, it wasn't Wayne Gretzky. He looks like
OJ.
He looks like a pear with arms.
OJ.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Nice job, Jimmy. There's a bonus fact here you guys are going to find interesting. Director James Cameron rejected the choice. You ready? You ready for the reason why?
Why?
Because he didn't think that this likable, goofy, kind of innocent guy could pull off a cyborg assassin.
Yeah, that was
kind of sad.
Everything.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
No, this was before the O.J. Simpson trial. This
I said it was pre. I said pre.
We don't want to give him. You know what? Screw him. He don't deserve even his name to be mentioned.
There you go.
Screw him. What else you got?
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger did a great job.
He sure did. What else you got? You got 1 minute.
Oh, I thought we were done.
Well, no, we got 1 minute to break. Give us one more so we can get something right. We're 0 for 4.
All right. I like this one. Ready?
Yeah.
What are the names of the 3 blood-related Corleone sons?
Oh, that's good.
Who?
Michael, Sonny,
Yes.
and Fredo.
Who? Michael?
Sonny and Fredo.
You're right.
You got it.
Yeah.
But what's Sonny's real name?
James Caan. Santino.
Santino. Are you Googling?
No, I'm married to an Italian girl, and I've watched the movie about 3,000 times. Listen, I'm glad you got back on. I'm glad you straightened out those Russians. We fear no one in the United States, especially Robin Delory. But you've been listening to the 4th show of The King and the Cop on the Big 8, 8:20 a.m. Jimmy, it's time to go to a concert.
Wheels Up tomorrow. We're back in New Jersey, live from the Deloria Studios.
I miss you, baby. I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you too, honey. Have fun tonight.
The King of the
Bye,
Cop.
guys.
King
Have
of the
fun,
Cop.
Jimmy.
Tomorrow, 4 o'clock, live from New Jersey. Go St. Peter's. Let's get ready for tomorrow, and good luck to everybody tonight, especially Coach K.